Welcome back, my village people. Happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays. I hope you're having a good time, okay? Talking about good time, I would like us to have a little chat, a little reaction to what happened on Megyn Kelly's show. The last night was the main event because many people were waiting for that night. That is the night Erika Kirk finally turned up for the party. And I didn't know. Little background story. Charlie Kirk was supposed to be on this tour and it was booked before what happened. And then afterwards, Megyn Kelly said she thought about it and she said, am I going to let this stop me from chatting with my friends? No, I'm not. You need to go watch the pep talk she was having to herself in this last day. It was so amazing. And she made it all about Charlie. It's for Charlie. Yeah.
This one really is for Charlie.
We all had Charlie in mind. And I'm doing this video for Charlie. Okay? Those of you who love Charlie, those of you who hate Charlie, those of you who don't care about Charlie, this is for Charlie. So like the video, share the video, subscribe, all the new people on the channel. Oh my God. It's so nice to add you all to the village. Welcome to the village. You're all welcome. Feel at home. Don't feel uncomfortable. Okay. Here we are all relaxed. We don't care about your political, whether you're the left, right, center, whatever you are, welcome. Whether you are what person from what part of the world, you are welcome. Just share this video to one of your gossip mates so that we can have a little chat about it. And if you don't like any reaction that has a little criticism about Erika Kirk, I'm going to tell you to click the dislike button now and leave. Yes, I have always said this to those who are old on the channel, they already know. You can still like someone and still have criticism for some action of theirs. No human is perfect, and that is just normal. And you can also not like or appreciate someone, but still see something about them, something they do, and you're like, yeah, that action I appreciate. So in this reaction, I might do them in 2 or 3 parts. I am going to have a couple of things I really deeply admire about Erika, which I consider them some of my core values, and some which I'll be like, girl, bye. So if you feel like you don't want to hear any kind of criticism of Erika Kirk, you're in that group of people, just press the dislike button and then you step outside. You're good? Okay, now that everybody's gone, let's start.
Yes,
You have 2 kids,
two precious babies.
and you told me this in private, but how many kids did you guys want to have?
We wanted to have 4. Yeah. And I was praying to God that I was pregnant when he got murdered.
Yeah. First things first, I think what Erika Kirk is addressing here are the rumors that have been spreading online that she's pregnant. And many people have been speculating that her pregnancy seems to be younger than how long her husband has been gone, which means that she might have gotten pregnant after. And those rumors, I don't know why we still have womb watchers. I thought womb watchers were only in Africa, but apparently we have womb watchers in America, womb watchers in Europe, womb watchers in Asia. We have womb watchers worldwide. It's a worldwide phenomenon. The aunties and uncles are always watching a woman's womb to see if a baby is fertilized there or not. And guys, this woman just lost her husband. Why are we watching her womb? But besides that point, the reason I stopped had nothing to do with that. I just had to ramble about it just for a second. Then she said she was praying that she was pregnant with her husband when her husband, yeah. The reason I stopped is the choice of word she used there, murdered. She knows the connotation of using that particular word. And the reason she used it is to stir the exact emotion that many people will have. And those emotions are usually two-sided, positive or negative, because of the connotation of that word. I still find it difficult to say that before Charlie Kirk got that. Yeah, there is the YouTube censorship part that censors me, but also there is the part of me that still finds it difficult to just say out loud, like when he got. Yeah, it still bothers me saying it like that. So when she said it like that, it really it icked me a bit. But it's just me cherry picking. It has nothing to do with that. But the feeling of what she has there is something that I have seen many women have after the lose a partner. They have the feeling of wishing that they had something from him left behind. I remember a little friend of ours. She lost her husband just a few months, 6 months after they got married. It was just a few months in, and the emotions she went through during that time. I remember one of the moments she went and she was stuck on, she wished she was pregnant. And it's something that many widows can, let's say, they can tune to that feeling because it's a feeling of wishing you had something of his left behind. But lucky for her, she has had 2 kids with him, which is wonderful for her. But the feeling of still hoping that they had made their 4 babies they wished for, it's a beautiful feeling of hers to have here. There were many moments in this interview where she said something that I actually chuckled, I smiled at, I really felt, let me say, yummed up in my heart hearing her talk about it. There was a genuine moment where she said her husband always told her when lights are flickering on the street, whenever he goes on, whenever they went on a walk, when they just started dating, whenever they went on a walk, when he saw a light flickering, he would tell her that lights always flicker strangely around him. So whenever they are in a room or somewhere at an activity, a party, an event, and lights, excuse me, oh, where did that come? Too much Thanksgiving food. And when lights flicker, he always turns and looks at her and she looks back at him and he just winks and they know, just the 2 of them, they have their little inside joke. It was such a beautiful thing to hear her say. That's one of the moments that I would say genuinely really puts Erika in a different light in my eyes. I don't know, it doesn't matter how my eyes see her, but it's just always beautiful to see a widow talk about their partner and you feel that genuine feeling of yumminess in your stomach. You're like, whoa, I really can feel the pain you're going through right now. I can imagine the deja vu you're feeling right now, hoping it was it. And she talked about talking to her kids, about their dad, discussing the activities they will have. Those are genuine moments that I really wonder how she is able to put those together, because how do you tell your little children who are still very young to understand death that their daddy is gone to heaven? And she puts it in such a beautiful way. Those are things that make me see Erika and say, wow, that is such a wonderful way to have been able to explain it to them, to make the transition to understanding that their father, their dad is no longer coming home to them physically, to be bearable, to be a little bit understanding, telling them, daddy went to heaven and his friends are sending you guys gifts. And daddy is probably, what do you think daddy will be doing today? Those were moments that I must say, they really softened my heart. I really felt so sad for her. And I really said, wow, this is strong. This is strong. But there are a lot of things that I was like, girl, go stay home with those 2 babies. You shouldn't be out here. But that's just me. Okay. Say your mind in the comment section. I'd like to know what you thought about it in the comment section. If you've watched the interview, if not, I really encourage you to go watch it. And especially if you have any interest in Erika Kirk. Some people don't care. If you have any interest in Erika Kirk, I advise you to go watch it. This particular interview, yes, Megyn Kelly, first of all, went into it with kitten gloves because she's dealing with Erika Kirk. She loves Erika Kirk. She wants to put Erika Kirk in a softer light than she has had in a few months. Because even under her comment section, her fans are still roasting Erika Kirk and her. I don't know how you have a video of 130,000 and then you have just 980 likes. It tells me a lot of few things. But let's keep going.
Oh, wow. I thought of that once. Just like whether it was meant to be or whether
I know.
we'd get news like that.
I was like, oh goodness, that would be the ultimate blessing out of this catastrophe. So now when I see young couples, I tell them, please, like, don't put it off. especially if you're a young woman, don't put it off. You can always have a career. You can always, go back to work. You can never just go back to having children. And they grow so fast and so quickly, but I was praying, both of us were, we were really excited to just expand our family.
And that is such lovely advice she's giving the youngins. To those who want to follow the advice, please follow her advice. It is your business. I'm not your auntie. I'm not your mother. I'm not your father to tell you advice on what you want to do with your life. Listen to Erika Kirk. If it fits you, go. My problem here is how do I say it? I don't want to dunk on a deceased man or nor his widow, but this is what I would say. Charlie Kirk was preaching about college this, college that. Their college is a faith. Something about people going to college is a waste of money. He never went to college and all of that. But he got married to a woman who did not only have 1 degree, she had 2. And this is the irony. If it's like after she got married to him, she stopped doing the college thing, she stopped doing any other thing, she just stayed home being the Kitten wife, that would be different. After she got married to him, she continued with her businesses she was running, continued her podcast, and also she was doing her PhD on, I think it's Bible studies, either Bible studies or theology. I did her deep dive. I'm not sure. I think it's Bible studies or something, but it's not theology. Theology is Candace Owens' husband. So I find it interesting that George, what's his name? Charlie Kirk was preaching about college is a waste of money. Then women, he even had the guts to tell us who got engaged. Submit to your husband. Beautiful. But when you look at his life, he got married to a woman who was already 32. And she already had 2 degrees, and she didn't stop there. She went forth to have more. And I admire the fact that she was able to have her degrees, have her children, have her husband, while all of that was going on. But Charlie Kirk is one of those people who always talked about it as if you don't put aside all of those other things like having a college degree, having something, a hustle on your own going on, and concentrating on being a traditional wife, then you are doing it all wrong. Meanwhile, his damn wife was doing the opposite of everything he's preaching. It's the same with Candace Owens. Candace Owens is out in the streets telling women to stay home, make him a sandwich. But her husband lives a soft life. Yeah. Candace Owens' husband, I would tell you, is a trad husband. He's at home living the soft life while Candace is out in the streets working her house out. What does Candace's husband do? Besides being an executive producer for her show, I know he used to have something in, what is it? In, what's this thing called? In technology. He used to have businesses in that. He managed Parler when Parler was still alive. And then that went on the ground. And what does he do now, actually? Because I think George Farmer is just home living a soft life. That's my imagination, because I don't know what George Farmer does now, besides being Candace Owens' husband. Why Candace Owens is in these streets hustling her ass out? Okay, like I've said, he is her handler. Go watch that video. I have put out a full documentary on his activities in the Burlington Club and how he's implementing the Burlington strategy using Candace Owens to cause chaos in the world, transatlantic chaos, okay? If you watch Candace and you see the way she's behaving, I used to watch Candace before. Candace used to speak very nicely, softly. Yeah, she used to have very terrible ideas sometimes, but the way she spoke, it was different. Candace these days, she talks like she's possessed with something else. I don't know what's going on there. So if you watch that documentary, you understand what's going on in Candace's life. So it's the same thing with Erika Kirk. Sorry, I diverged to a whole new world. But it's the same thing with Erika Kirk. She's not this traditional wife in the sense like her husband was preaching. And good for her, she was able to have her kids, have a career for herself. She's pursuing a PhD in Bible studies, and she is now the CEO. Oh, goddamn. And I know during this interview, she was saying that she's not going to feminize or make a TP Turning Point USA to become a woman thing or what. Ma'am, You shouldn't have taken the CEO part if you don't want to turn it into a woman thing. Darling, you should have been taking care of the kids, someone else taking care of it, and they send your dividends home and you eat. Because if she runs Turning Point as CEO or not, she is still going to be the owner, because she is the owner of Turning Point right now, right? And they have the board and all of that, but she's currently the owner of Turning Point, unless the husband sold it to someone that we don't know. But there's no information like that. So she's currently the owner, which means whether she's CEO, she works or not, she will still get dividends from Turning Point at the end of every quarter. But the fact that she decided to go in, step in as CEO, it tells you this woman has never been a traditional wife. Baby girl is a hustler. And I love that for her. Go girl. I love it. I'm sorry you didn't have your 4 kids. That's my dream. I'm sorry you didn't have your 4 kids. Don't worry. Okay? Your next husband, I'm sure you have more. Believe me, I don't doubt this woman will be married soon again. You can tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself. This lady should be married in no time.
Thank God you have the 2.
I know.
Thank God. You know,
Boy and girl. I know.
One day they'll find out. Right now they're just, little loves. And one day they'll find out that they're Charlie Kirk's children, and they'll know what that means.
I'm sorry, I had to cut in again. If you are looking for a channel where the reaction is just the person sitting quiet, please, I'm not the channel for you. I think I talk too much. I'm sorry. See, I've watched this interview all day today. I've been watching the full clip because I wanted to watch it. So every time I had a free time, I was just watching the interviews and going. And this is what I noticed. Every time I'm watching it, there is this reaction that was going on TikTok where ladies were, let me say, mimicking or recreating the Red Table Talk. The Red Table Talk with Will Smith's wife, Jada Smith, right? Where they were like, so if I don't elevate, how will I imitate? It kept coming when these 2 ladies were talking. It just felt like 2 ladies. You know that thing, those memes on TikTok of women supporting women. So please, every time you see me, whenever I find that kind of spot where I'm feeling like that, I would drop a clip of that. And then you understand what I mean by the Now, this is the thing. This is why it kept giving me this. Like, Erika is like, I'm sorry. I'm not making it's the way they talk. The 2 of them are the way they are talking. Like Megyn Kelly went into this interview with, when I say kitten gloves, I mean she took off everything. She left her hands at home. She did not even bring her hands to the interview. When I say kitten gloves, her hands did not even show up. Talk less wearing gloves. So she did not even wear gloves for the interview. You have your 2 babies. And she's like, boy and a girl. And then she's like, and someday they'll grow up to know who their daddy is, Charlie Kirk, and they will know what that means.
Because if it don't scare you, it won't grow you. That's good. Because if you sleep on me, how would you know when I'm up?
I wanted to ask you, Erika, because you are so faithful, whether you had any premonition that something was going to happen to Charlie. Because I really do see you as connected, more so than the rest of us, to God. And I just wondered, did you have any sort of a feeling?
Because if I'm asleep, how can I be woke? Yes.
The thing is that I guess we just operate differently. We always knew there were threats. We always knew that there were people out there that hated us with deep, deep passion of hate. But it didn't scare us. He was never afraid of that. Neither was I. Obviously, we protect our children. We don't show their faces on the internet, so that's very intentional. But I think we lived our life in such a way where if that was our last day, it was our last day. Like, we always lived as if it was the last day. That's why Charlie's speeches were so good, because he didn't know if that was going to be his last speech.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I can't get my thoughts together when these two women are speaking. Honestly, I can't, because the two of them just have that. The Megyn Kelly is now talking like it's giving. Okay, let's get serious. Okay, I understand what she means, and it is really a beautiful thing for her to recall his speeches as really powerful. That is wonderful and beautiful of her. And also that he thought as of every day as their last. And one thing Megyn Kelly was trying to push was if she had premonitions and stuff, but she didn't admit to something like that. But one thing she said is, um, it's not like there was an imminent threat to their life. Like there was a particular situation that made them know, oh, the time is near or something like that. But definitely, as content creators, as polarizing as Charlie Kirk was, definitely they all have threats on their life. Threats on their life. As long as you're someone on social media, you have a following. You have people who don't like things you say. Some love the things you say. All of these individuals always have people who don't like them. I barely have 2,000 followers and I have people under my comment section who are insulting the life hair out of me. Oh, guys, it's so funny. But then I understand and I like the fact that she was honest, not to make it sound like, oh, I had a vision. I saw a vision, or to make it sound like it was some special kind of threat they were facing at the time when things happened. She was basically truthful, or I don't know, honest to tell, oh, this is what I felt. We didn't feel any particular threat at this moment, but this is what we were going through. So it was really nice for her to do that. Um, but my brain cannot get past the, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying. I'm trying. And speaking of things I really admire about her, the idea of her keeping her kids from the internet, like hiding their faces and all of that, it's something I truly admire, because it's something I really wish and I hope for someday when I have them babies. But I really admire that. I have always enjoyed people who keep their kids away from the internet as much as possible, because the internet is a strange place and the kid has not decided whether I want to be on the internet or not. So I always feel like it's a wise decision if you can, to keep them. I'm not saying you should. If you're not willing to, if you want to put your kid on the internet, that's your personal business. I'm not your mother, I'm not your father, I'm not your relative to advise you. Please, I'm just telling you my thoughts. You can let me know yours in the comment section. I would like to see that. And there was something about her pregnancy which she took a way to say it, because I'm sure she has seen those conspiracy theories out there that no one can find a picture of her pregnant. She just slid in when Megyn Kelly was talking about her husband liking snacks, late night snacks, because he didn't sleep much. And then she just slid it in that, oh, she always ate most of the snacks, cookies, because her husband only eats chocolate, or is it ice cream twice a year, once on his birthday and once on the 4th of July to celebrate America. The rest of the year, he's very disciplined. So that's why no one saw her when she was pregnant, because one of the reasons is because she was getting into the cookies, and her husband would sit there watching her enjoy them, because he was eating vicariously through her. Guys, that is what is called commitment. It's called relationship. And if you don't understand it, you cannot understand it, okay? The relationship was serious, so much that Honey was watching the wife eat for him. It's beautiful, okay? And she also addressed the rings, her jewelry, which all of you have been on the internet. You people cannot let this woman drink water and drop cup that she's wearing jewelry, two big rings, or it's three big rings, jewelry everywhere. You people are jealous or what? She says she will wear all her jewelries because she loves to wear those jewelries.
Yes, I fully believe that you put on the full armor of God every single day. I mean, henceforth, all of my bracelets and rings, like everything has meaning to me. And that's why I always wear my bracelets, always wear my rings, always wear my necklaces. And
so good. If I don't fall,
How will I get up?
The jewelries are very significant to her. The St. Michael chain is just cross. The St. Michael cross, everything she wear it because she likes them and they're making her fine. Erika, so you wear all those jewelries, the chains, the 3 fat rings and all of them because they are your armor and they protect you. Girl, bye. Girl, bye.
But to answer your question, we always knew there were threats. We always knew that that could be a possibility, but obviously. But again, it wasn't anything that, you would think any different.
Nothing acute.
No.
One other interesting thing is that Megyn Kelly and Erika Kirk did their very best to slide in every 2 to 3 minutes, like they trust the people that Candace always is complaining about, like Frank Turek. Yeah.
Help me understand. I genuinely don't understand. I've asked Frank Turek this. I've asked everyone I can ask this question.
And the team that Charlie built, I tell you what, I would bet on them any
Bet on
day.
them.
Always.
You mentioned
Hey girl, we see the shade. We see you. I don't care whether you like, trust, or believe. It's none of my business. I'm just telling you what I see here. It's cooking. It's cooking, girls.
This is personal, but I share it only because maybe it'll be a sign for you to know that Charlie's with you.
Girls supporting girls. Thank you, Megyn, for having your kitten gloves or none at all while you were having this interview with your friend. Do I think Megyn Kelly asked her important question most people wanted to hear? No, of course not. Because it would be too much. And there were times when even Megyn Kelly would ask a question that will seem to be a question that maybe we want to hear. Ooh, Erika Kirk is so good. She would just sniff past the question by telling us about some stories about knitting wools and colors that are flipping sides and the heaven goes and it turns around and the Christian Bible, the Lord Jesus. Erika Kirk is good at avoiding questions. She either answers her own question or she acts as if the question was directed at another person. They even mentioned when Megyn Kelly was like, tell me about Usha Vance and JD Vance. I know they have been huge and wonderful support to you. Damn, I swear the way Erika Kirk dodged that question. Erika Kirk dodged that question faster than she could put her fingers in between JD Vance's hair. She dodged that question faster than she... Ooh, I don't want to say the second one. The second one is a little harsh. Let me leave it alone. Okay, fine. This is the thing, okay? They asked her that question and she started talking about Trump. She stayed on Trump for like a minute, just talking about Trump. And then, you know what? Megyn Kelly went back again to the question like, and then she realized that if she continues on that path, it might not be sweet for her. And then she just went with, and for JD Vance and Usha Vance, we are wishing and hoping that TPUSA will throw their full support on JD Vance for 2028 and for the midterms of 2026. Then, yeah, yeah, my Sherry Coco Erika. Yes, that's not even a question. Before Charlie died, everything was about Charlie. Before Charlie died, it had been in the works. Charlie had said, we are going to throw our hands behind JD. He made Trump to pick JD. Yeah, Trump picked JD. And then she went on another small tangent for Trump again. Look, Erika Kirk was doing her best to dodge that question of JD Vance. But you see Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly tried to go there. It was not working. Then she wore her kitten gloves back or kept her hands in her pockets. It was very interesting. I don't know what it is about this interview. These two women, I don't know. Maybe it's because I know who Megyn Kelly is. I know her normal style of interview and talking with people and talking about issues. Maybe that's the thing. So her now acting like Jada Smith on the Red Table Talk is not giving for me. woman. I can't with Megyn Kelly. After she just defended PDF files, talking about she knew for years. She knew for years. Like, people are not able. People, one thing that is still surprising to me is that in the whole rhetoric about people calling her Megyn Robert Kelly, one thing I still see people are missing is that Megyn Kelly said she knew for years that Epstein guy was into 15-year-olds. An adult man like that was into 15-year-olds. And Megyn Kelly saw it as nothing because it's not PDF for her. It was nada. It was until she heard that there was baby PORN on his laptop. That's when she was like, oh, maybe he is. But I think there is a difference between 15-year-old and an 8-year-old. Yeah, Megyn, your 14-year-old daughter, talk to me when something happens to her. God forbid, but tell me how that is. And I don't know. Okay, let Meg. I really want to stay away from Megyn, thoughts about Megyn from this interview so that it doesn't corrupt my mind. Yeah, I like to stay on Erika, our Christian woman. And now, talking about Christianity, in the next reaction, I will bring up a very important thing she talked about. You remember when she said she forgives the boy, that young man? Yeah. In this particular interview again, she flipped on me. I was confused. I was like, didn't you forgive that guy? What happened to the forgiveness, ma'am? Am I confused? Okay. And apparently Charlie Kirk has launched a book. Guys, Charlie Kirk has launched a book from the beyond. Okay? Everything is about Charlie. This video is for Charlie. So please, my village people, like, share. And if you accidentally stay, those of you who did not like to stay, and you don't like the things I said about Eric, or Megyn Kelly, or Charlie Kirk, click the unlike button, and then you can out. Yeah, I'm in my Erika Kirk voice, okay? Because that voice apparently works. I have one of my very good friends here who is she loves Erika Kirk, okay? She has made me to see the beautiful side of Erika Kirk, even though I still cannot unsee the things I have seen about Erika Kirk. But I will encourage you, my darling, go and watch the full interview. And I would like us to have a discussion about this in the comment section. I know she's about to come under the comment section and drag me by my frontal roots from here down to Africa and back to Europe and down to Americas and back to Asia. No, why would you say that, Nemo? I'm sorry, my darling. I know you're about to drag me, but I have to tell the truth about how I'm feeling. Like I've said, it's just my opinion. It will not change any constitution in America. It would not make America better or worse. Just my opinion. Random girl on the internet. Well, on to the next reaction. I'll see you, my village people. Share the video, like the video. Until next time. Bye and happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
We talk about heaven. I make it really exciting. I tell her, Daddy had so much fun today. Everyone who has written letters and sent gifts to my children, thank you. I tell her, my son, he's only 1.5 years, but I tell both of them, Daddy is telling all of his friends to send you gifts and letters, and you know, Daddy is orchestrating from heaven to make sure that you always feel so loved. And the other day she was like, tell me about Daddy's day in heaven. So we talk about that at night. And then sometimes I'll say, well, tell me what you think he did in heaven today. And I just try to make it exciting, because heaven's our home. Mm-hmm. But I want them to be children first. And I want to teach them so much about God and Jesus, so that when they do get older and they do see the hate, they also understand how much good is still out there. And they also understand that they could be the antidote to the evil. And they can pray for those people and not be afraid.